Uh, Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host 𝙒𝙖𝙩𝙤. Today we're going to talk about something that we think is going to happen tomorrow. We're not 100% sure, but the indications appear to be that Mr. Manish Sisodia is going to be arrested tomorrow after the CBI interrogates him. He's supposed to be showing up at CBI office at 11 a.m. What was the crime? And is this going to go all the way up to Arvind Kejriwal is the question that perhaps is the highest on many minds. So let's talk to the subject matter expert, Dr. M.R. Venkatesh. He lives part-time in Delhi, part-time in Chennai, part-time in other parts of the world. But today he's going to be the Delhi resident who's going to have the extra insight into what is happening. Dr. M.R.V., namaskaram and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaskaram, and I'm afraid with your introduction, the police may also send a notice to me for being a conniving party along with Sisodia.
But what was the crime, sir? Go ahead.
No, I'm only defending myself from your introduction so that I am not picked up by the CBI tomorrow. That's all.
So walk us through what happened, sir. This liquor license policy got changed. So what was omitted? What was the error? What was the illegality committed?
See, from what I understand, and let us get into the scam later. The first thing is what will happen tomorrow with Sisodia. CBI does not arrest people straight away. Let us be clear about it. Usually they issue a 41-year notice. And that is based on Arnesh Kumar judgment of the Supreme Court, read with certain other judgments which have been followed by the Supreme Court. And they don't straight away go with arresting people. And CBI is very restrained. So tomorrow, for all that you know, it may be an anticlimax. And there may not be an arrest. But if the CBI feels that the man has committed a grave offense, which means that it could have an effect beyond 7 years of a potential imprisonment. In such cases, Supreme Court has directed more than 7 years. Yes, you can go and arrest. And in this case, I have not read the FIR, or I'm not sure what is the exact charges that they are going to levy on the final charge sheet. What is that they're going to have it? So at this point in time, let us keep our fingers crossed. It could go either way. It's cat on the wall. We are not sure because whatever information CBI has given till now, it's been in driblets. CBI has not put out its case till date. It's very, very fuzzy out there. We are not clear exactly what is the charge. So to that extent, I'm not sure whether Sisodia will be arrested or not. But if Sisodia is arrested, I'll be the happiest person. I must confess.
Why is that, sir? Why is that?
Okay. Why is that? Now, I would demand through your channel, Anna Hazare ji should come on air. And he must explain to us as to how these charlatans were allowed to proliferate in the last 10 years, 8 years, 9 years. It is he who made Kejriwal what Kejriwal is today. And Kejriwal had created this Frankenstein called Sisodia and 𝙒𝙗. Of course, with the aid of various foreign forces. And let us go back to 2012 or 11 where Arvind Kejriwal was given the 𝙒𝙗𝘅 award. And this is the type of people they choose to get you 𝙒𝙗𝘅. Now, the man, you must remember, in his first innings, proclaimed himself that he is an anarchist. He is a self-proclaimed anarchist. Now, what is the difference between Arvind Kejriwal and the Maoists of Chhattisgarh? Now, this man, who says that he doesn't believe in the constitution, in the constitutional order, in the machinery, comes and takes the oath in the names of constitution. That is the amount of hypocrisy is embedded in this fellow. So I demand Anna Hazare, and let us not forget Anna Hazare Kejriwal is the 2010 version of Gandhi Nehru. what Gandhi and Nehru did to the Indian polity in the 1930s and 40s, Anna Hazare and Kejriwal are doing to the Indian polity now. So Anna Hazare must come out and disown and condemn the behavior. It is why is not Anna Hazare sitting in Ramlila Maidan and protesting against all these things? Why is the man hiding now? No, we must take these type of people to task. The problem is Anna Hazare endorsing Kejriwal. That is what gave credibility. See, on one hand, we talk about 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤 giving credibility to Kejriwal. That we lampoon it, rightly so. But let us also not underestimate the fact that Anna Hazare has also endorsed Kejriwal, which gave credibility to Kejriwal. Where is Anna Hazare now? Why is he not disowning? Why is he not condemning? Why is he not seeking all that he was asking Sheila Dikshit and Manmohan Singh? So the first part is that we have created a Frankenstein, both by our domestic innocence, naivete, and external forces which are inimical to our India. It's a deadly Molotov cocktail that we have brewed. So Kejriwal is the product of our times. And unless we come down on it on a very, very sledgehammer type action, I would say that this country will have serious repercussions in the next 10, 15 years.
Dr. MRV, I don't know if you have had a chance to read my book, The Rise and Fall of 𝙒𝙗. In that, yes, I actually traced what happened. And in fact, parts of it were written after I spoke with Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, and there was a India Against Corruption march that was supposed to start from Jantar Mantar and end in, I think, Ramlila Maidan, and they needed someone to head that. So things kind of started from there, and then, you know, AOL got pushed out, RSS, which came in for some time, got, you know, or took off, they left that, and somehow it coalesced around Anna Hazare. And whenever it came time to collect funds for the IAC movement, where Anna Hazare was sitting in the pandal, you know, like that takia, and, you know, having a mic and making all these statements, the fund collection, there was Kabir, not what's the name, Bedi, Kiran Bedi there. There were other people, Prashant Bhushan there. There was Yoya. All these people were there. These were all the 𝙤𝙧 of the movement, right? But the collection for the movement, that was always handled by Arvind Kejriwal and his trusted man, Manish Sisodia.
Yes, Manish Sisodia. Manish Sisodia requires a complete IB investigation and raw investigations to how this man has been the fund collector, the right-hand man, and his rise has been as spectacular as anything. Of course, we have no issues on the polity and the politics of it, but the manner in which the 𝑎𝑚 Aadmi Party has been functioning, the manner in which the 𝑎𝑚 Aadmi Party has been telling us about how they will govern and what they intend to do is really frightening. So somewhere down the line, the Election Commission is also to take cognizance about what they are promising and what they intend to do. And this is what is the core of the issue. The 𝑎𝑚 Aadmi Party believes in complete annihilation of the constitutional order, and that they want to undermine the sovereignty. They want to question and challenge the majesty of the state, and which is why I'm extremely paranoid about 𝑎𝑚 Aadmi Party, its rise. And I will also say that the fall of the Congress has given a huge fill up to the 𝑎𝑚 Aadmi Party, because nature abhors vacuum. First fundamental laws of physics is that vacuum will always suck in muck before it sucks in good. And so the vacuum created, the political vacuum created by the demise of the Congress has been filled in partly by 𝑎𝑚 Aadmi Party, which has acted as a muck. And that muck is now coming to roost, and somewhere down the line, the agencies and the state has to take a very serious view about the functioning of the 𝑎𝑝. So that is why, to answer your question in a long-winded manner, why will I be very happy if Sisodia is arrested tomorrow? Though I look, it is bleak. Now, I will say that I'll be the happiest person if he's arrested.
So let's go back to the possible reason for why he might be jailed, which is the liquor license scam. I read it once, but yeah, it kind of went over my head since I'm not completely conversant with the way that the taxation happens for products like liquor. But it appeared like these people siphoned off money that was intended for government taxes. Maybe you can unravel that part, Dr.
No, it
MRV.
is not taxes. It is the licenses, liquor licenses. It is the Delhi version of 2G. If I have to put it very crudely, Delhi version of 2G, though again it is still in investigation stage, so I am not privy to all the facts. And if I am privy, as I said, then I would be alleged to be a co-conspirator, and 120B will be charged on me. So I have to be very careful. So the fact of the matter is that licenses, liquor licenses, have been probably given at a very low cost to quote unquote very friendly people. And incidentally, the person who has been arrested are two southerners. One is a Nair and one is a person from Hyderabad. And Andhraite has been arrested. So two people who have been arrested are supposed to be one of the biggest beneficiaries, and they have huge political and funding link. At least one of them is alleged to have a huge political and funding link with Sisodia. That is why Sisodia has been roped into the whole investigation, and probably the CBI will be confronting him tomorrow with the evidences they have collected till date from Mr. That gentleman's Andhraite gentleman who has been arrested. So probably that will be the course of action tomorrow.
Also, there is a possibility that Dr. MRV may be back tomorrow night as well. I'm trying to fix a time with him. Dr. MRV, we'll talk about that offline and we will take it forward. That's on a different topic, by the way. So at this point of time, we know so much. And so far, I haven't seen any questions. No hashtag ask MRV. You guys are very clever. You know how to ask these questions. I haven't seen any questions, but if you have any questions, do send them in the next couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'd like to let go of Dr. MRV. He's a very busy man. It's a Sunday night, and everybody has things in their mind running through. Oh, there you go. The first question. Ask MRV, why we always got terrible leaders from people's movements? Nehru from Independence Movement, Nitish, Lalu, Mulayam from JP Movement, KCR from Telangana Movement, DMK from BC Movement in TN.
Okay, why don't you look at it this way? We got people like Advani ji from the Ram Janmabhoomi movement. Why don't you say that we got Narendra Modi from the again Ram Janmabhoomi movement? All these people having there. See, you can't blame the movement, but many of these movement were not ideological based. If you look at it, barring the independence movement, JP movement was primarily on the on the emergency. And Telangana was basically an emotive issue which was trying to split Andhra into two. Again, DMK from backward caste movement, it was not a pro-backward caste movement, it was an anti-Brahmin movement, anti-Hindi movement. And that has run its full course, and then it has come to a complete halt. Now, what do you associate DMK with? Nothing but loot and plunder. That would shame Alauddin Khiljis of the world. So today DMK or KCR or Nitish or Mulayam or any of these chaps who have been participating in an anti-movement, they are not pro-movements. Please understand. When there is a pro-movement, pro something, I will try to construct this, I will try to create this, I will like to better this, I will have to fashion this, I will have to craft this. Then you create positive leaders. But what they have done, these type of movements has spawned the leadership, no doubt, because that the pain of emergency was far in excess of throwing up leaders like Nitish and Lalu. And when they came, to be very frank, people were inspired by their ideals of Ram Manohar Lohia. You may have differences with Ram Manohar Lohia. You may have differences with George Fernandez in that political ideology, economic ideology. But you never called them crook. You never said they were people who are swindlers. But these people fashioned themselves on the leadership of such great men, became ultimately crooks because they tried to replace only Congress. See, Congress is the ultimate crook party in this country. So everything that they did, you try to do it. You remove Congress and you try to step into the shoes, and you ultimately became the new Congress. So that is why these leaders are basically corrupt leaders, and they are castists. They have been peddling in communalism. They have been dabbling with minority appeasement. So the leadership has not actually come in the manner that it should have actually evolved, and it should have taken the country forward. But the Ram Janma movement was a civilizational cause. It spawned a huge amount of leaders, and it had Advani ji. Can you believe that in 1990s, Advani ji going on a Rath Yatra to places in Hindi heartland, into interior Maharashtra, Karnataka, or to Bihar, and several of these places, trying and explaining pseudo secularism. And this was not a day of internet, not a day of instant TV, no social media, no Twitter, no Facebook, no YouTube. But yet we were only allowed to view Doordarshan. I am sure Shri Iyer is there, senior, he would bear it out. Look at that. That is the pro type of movement that has created these type of leaders. So let us not blame the movements per se, but anything which is anti without a constructive program, element of constructive program, invariably will spawn a leader which is only will be a replacement of the people whom they try to attack in the first place. Unless you have a core ideology which these people lack. That is why we had all these corrupt leaders.
Next question, please. What about the other corruption cases haven't moved a step further even after 8 years?
I think a couple of days back we had an elaborate discussion on this, Mr. Iyer. I think we will step aside this question and leave it. You can watch that video, and you can get yourself educated on that, or probably my view on that.
Chaitanya Takli wants to know, can Centre not starve Delhi of funds?
See, Centre is in Delhi. You have to understand, this is the problem with Delhi. You can starve Tamil Nadu of funds, you can starve Assam of funds, but you can't starve Delhi of funds because Centre is in Delhi. So it will be like you say in Hindi, apne paon pe kuladi marna. So you will hit your own leg with your own axe. So I think Delhi Centre can never starve Delhi, and I don't believe in starving states of their legitimate due. Centre must allot funds, but Centre must also take action on those who are corrupt. And here in this liquor license scam, if Sisodia and company, including the Chief Minister Kejriwal and company, are corrupt, Centre must not hesitate even to take action on Kejriwal. That is my view. But the Centre should not be found wanting. The problem with the Centre, it is willing to hurt but afraid to wound. They want Sisodia to be arrested. But if Sisodia is arrested, they are worried about the political fallout, the way it will pan out, whether this will happen, that will happen. So they go on doing intellectual exercises, and finally come to a conclusion, it is better not to arrest him. And so they allow things to drift. So on corruption, this government needs to come down like a ton of bricks, and all these people who are nothing but rogue elements in our polity.
Icha Bliss, Cosmic Bliss. Is anyone apart from Sisodia likely to be also taken out, like his boss?
Now see, the buck will not stop with Sisodia. Sisodia is an alter ego of Kejriwal. So I don't fancy that Sisodia's arrest will put an end to this problem, if at all. In the sense, if there are evidences, and as I said, Arnesh Kumar judgment and other judgments of Supreme Court, I don't see that they will be instantly arrested. Assuming for a moment Sisodia is arrested, in which case the buck will not stop with Sisodia. It goes up to the Chief Minister's table, and I think Kejriwal will come under enormous fire and pressure.
Is CBI really independent? Kakade Ji wants to know, timing of these investigations lead to doubts on political motives, election is around.
Sir, election is always around in India. Okay. If CBI takes action, we say that it is a caged parrot. If CBI doesn't take action, people like me lambaste it and say that you are inactive. Now, let us be clear. There will be elections all time around. Take the calendar for the last 24 months. Wasn't there elections always around? When do you think that ideal window is presented to the political establishment, that they can take an action, or CBI can take an action and be not accused of for electoral purposes. Can you tell me a window? Now, after the Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh elections are over, Karnataka starts. After Karnataka, it is going to be the three heartland states of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh. And after which we are already into central elections. And after which we will have Delhi, Maharashtra. So the electoral calendar till August or September 2024, say around next to 24 months, is fully packed. So when do you think? So Sisodia can go on happily and say that, look, this will be the first defense of any scoundrel to say that, look, this is a politically motivated one. So let us also understand, CBI is not only a prosecuting agency, it is also answerable to the courts. And there are courts which will look into all these things and will come to a conclusion. Till date, even people like me who are watching this whole drama unfold in real time, we are not very sure what is the precise charge, though we can understand that what they have done is that they have waived off the license fee, but the concomitant liquor prices have not come in. So people like me don't consume liquor, so I don't understand. I am not so bothered about the prices of liquor not coming up. If the liquor license is not there, liquor prices must come down, which has not come down. So this amount of money is pocketed by the private parties who manufacture and probably vend liquor. So they are very happy about this, and obviously money would have changed hands. So this has actually benefited the private party. So CBI has to interfere. Now, if they don't interfere, you will say they are not interfering. If they interfere, we say that election. So I think we should also not put undue pressure on CBI.
Magnet Ranga wants to know, can't AAP use this arrest to make him a martyr? That would be detrimental.
See, Sisodia and company are having some electoral clout probably in some pockets, no doubt about it. But it is a trade-off that you have to do. And secondly, the trade-off is obviously with the benefit that you can say that, look, I have not done anything. The law of the land has played it out. The CBI has arrested him, or if it happens, and we are not bothered about the consequences. That is one way of dealing with it. Second way of dealing with it, yes, he has done it, and so we had to do it because this is what is mandated under law. And say that Karmanyavadhikare, say I have done my best, I have to do it, and let things happen as it is. So at that seat of the Prime Minister, Home Minister, I think we cannot apply the middle class morality. We must desist from this undue confusion about what if scenarios. The Prime Ministers don't have the luxury of what if scenarios and counterfactual arguments. They have to do, and jolly well they do, they bloody well they do. They are the Prime Ministers of the world, the country, the government, because they are mandated to do. I am sure Narendra Modi will not flinch if it comes to this pause, and I hope that he should not flinch. I pray he should not flinch.
PK wants to know, is Arvind Kejriwal in trouble personally in this scam? Is there a possibility?
Mr. PK, I think you should ask this question to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal itself, because I am not privy to what extent. But let us understand, who has allegedly been caught in the scam? It is Manish Sisodia. Who is Manish Sisodia? He is your deputy chief minister. He's not only your deputy chief minister, your alter ego. He has been with you for the last 15 years. He has stood by you thick and thin right through India against corruption days. So, and he has been rewarded with this post of deputy chief minister. Wherever Arvind Kejriwal goes, you have Sisodia. Wherever Sisodia goes, you have Arvind Kejriwal. So you must understand that each one is perhaps so close to each other that when it comes to these type of things, you can't take a position that, look, I did not know, or I was not consulted. There will be enough telltale evidences as to how Kejriwal was completely in the know of these things, and if it is a cabinet decision or how it was actually played out, who are the beneficiaries, how much money has been transferred, all these things will come out in the CBI investigation. I'm sure CBI has got clinching evidences before they go for the kill. So whether Arvind Kejriwal is personally involved in this scam, I think that is best answered either by Kejriwal or CBI. My guess, if Sisodia is in trouble, Kejriwal must also be in trouble, period.
Kim Jong Sharma wants to know. All these are pseudonyms. Who is sponsoring up? Yeah, it could be very well some Congress guy or an AAP guy. How are they getting unlimited party funds? Why Dhruv Rathee is spreading / brainwashing fake narratives?
Who is the Dhruv Rathee?
Well, he's one of those guys who seems to have a monster following on Twitter and YouTube and so on. And his YouTube views are like in millions. So MRV, you and I celebrate with Paisam if our videos cross 10K. And probably pound for pound, ours is worth 100 times what they put out. Fake
No,
narratives.
I don't care about who is the Dhruv Rathee and all. I don't answer those questions. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know him. Who is spreading? Who is sponsoring up? That's a $1 billion question. I said our neighbor and the external forces which are inimical to India. This is a deadly combination, I have told you. And this is a Molotov cocktail that is sponsoring up. How does the party get unlimited party funds? Yes, they are playing. There are people who believe Aam Aadmi Party's rise is very important because they have they are proclaimed anarchists. They are a sure bet for the balkanization of the country. They are a sure bet for seeing that India is dismembered. So 30-40 years down the line, if something big has to happen in the Indian subcontinent, then Aam Aadmi Party is really the party to be invested. There are several, I would say, venture capitalists on political terminology who are ready for this balkanization of India. So they must be putting this type of money into Aam Aadmi Party, and they've been paid. See, Aam Aadmi Party was nowhere 8.5 years back. Now it has won elections in Delhi 2 consecutive times, and they have formed a government in Delhi 3 times. And you must understand now they have taken a very, very sensitive state of Punjab, and they are doing enormous. They are leveraging their power, and they are going after their agenda very ruthlessly, meticulously, of course, guided by certain elements which are inimical to India. So that is why it is not a question of only funding. It is a question of ideological directions that is happening on Aam Aadmi Party, which is why my worry is that Aam Aadmi Party is not a political party. It is a very serious force which is inimical to the unity and integrity of India, and we must take serious action on that. And I have no two opinions on that.
Somasundaram SR wants to know, do you believe that ultimately we'll be able to contain these negative leaders?
Yeah, see, I have full faith in the way our intelligence agencies, our security agencies, the establishment. Please understand, the Indian establishment is a very, very peculiar animal. It will allow so many things to happen. It will allow so many vociferous forces to flourish. But ultimately, it knows how to bring them, chain them, and somehow or the other control them. That is the uniqueness of the Indian establishment. We just don't know how. Can you just? I don't know how old you are, but Shri will bear me out. The Khalistani movement looked as if it was taking away India. Punjab was done and dusted. Indira Gandhi was assassinated in '84. And even up to Delhi, people would not move out in the night because there was a fear of Punjab terrorists coming and shooting anybody. Maken's father and mother were, Lalit Maken's father were, the Congress leader's father was assassinated. Several people were assassinated in Delhi. Sant Longowal was assassinated. Punjab chief minister was assassinated. It would look like Punjab was gone. But somehow or the other, we had Narasimha Rao, we had KPS Gill, we had people working and retrieving Punjab. And they retrieved it from the jaws of defeat. It looked like Khalistan was imminent. But that happens also. Kashmir, look at it, 370 years been abrogated. Something amazing. We never thought it would happen in our lifetime. That's what has happened. So you don't worry about it. The Indian agencies, the state establishment will play it out, and somehow or the other conjure a way to deal with this system at the right time. But yes, it is worrying.
All right. Thank you very much, MRV. And this was a quick meeting. Hopefully, we will know the answer tomorrow. But I think this is a trend that is dangerous and that needs to be nipped. I think it's already a bit late, in my opinion. they could have done all this before the Punjab election, because this has been simmering for a while. So that's just my 2 cents. Thank you very much, MRV, Dr. MRV. And we'll be back again, possibly tomorrow. Stay tuned. We'll put out a tweet if that is going to happen or not. Very important, very new, different case that perhaps might shock you. Thank you very much, sir. Namaskar.